guys, thanks for tuning in today's drive-by, and I'm coming up to Tampa, Florida. I'm on the exit 228 split near St. Petersburg in Tampa, Florida. I'm going northbound towards Tampa. It's 1:28 right now in the afternoon, December 24th, 2013. It is 72 degrees, and like I say, sunny, not overcast, beautiful out. I wanted to bring up a few, they're just like subjects about some current stuff going on in the economy and everything. A lot of people are talking about the economy, apocalypse, preppers, end of the world, monetary crisis, income, and all this. I just got a few things to say. Of course, a cataclysmic event, an earthquake, a hurricane, a meteorite hitting the earth, things that happen which we have no control about, yes, can happen. And I first like to say it like this. And this is a worst case scenario. This probably will never happen. Let's say we get a large electromagnetic pulse, EMP, electromagnetic pulse. And that could come from a major sunspot activity on the sun, some type of interstellar universe interference, something that's going to give a lot of ions, charged particles towards Earth. Enough that it would engulf the Earth and saturate our protective magnetic fields. And so charged particles get into the atmosphere, float around, and they would interfere with anything that's electronic. And if it's big enough, it would destroy any type of electronic circuit. I'm talking about computers in your cars, TVs, thermostats in houses, power grid control equipment. Anything that has electronic components on it, it would destroy. I'm not saying wipe out, destroy, fry, broken. Even if the item was off, video camera sitting in your closet in a bag, dead. Laptop, dead. All those devices would be destroyed unless they were connected. Or actually not connected, but were shielded by a Faraday cage. Now, Faraday cage, they make big ones and they make small ones. But really, guys, to have a big enough Faraday cage to protect everything is just about impossible. You could make a small Faraday cage or get a small one for maybe some communication devices. And oh yeah, cell phones would all die also. They'd be dead. The cell phones in your hand, might as well just throw them in the garbage. Everything would be dead. So you'd have to have a Faraday cage. And what it does, a Faraday cage is arranged so the charges on the inside and the outside, they neutralize each other. But in a Faraday cage, you would not be able to receive communications either. So I'll put a link to Faraday cage in the bottom of my video. And maybe even I'll put a video up on Faraday cages. But I think there's a few on YouTube. Some professors talk about Faraday cages, and you can look at the details on that. But it will be gone. Okay. So that's an event that can happen. And without communications, it'd be pretty bad. And electronic devices that control everything, refrigerators, air conditioners, trucking, transportation, GPS, they'd be all gone and dead. You'd basically have to take your little compass out because there's no circuit board in that. Find north, south, east, and west. Now, there's certain devices, if you had like an older type car that didn't have a computer in it, the radio would be fine, but one that just has non-electronic ignition, just something with old points, that probably would run fine. Probably be okay. There's really no computers in those, other than maybe it might blow a few fuses, I don't know. But anything with like a circuit board, electronic circuit board that's sensitive. And also all your tactical lights, like Viridian tactical lights, those will be all dead on your guns too. your tack lights wouldn't work. Unless it was one without a circuit board, just an on and off thing, you'd be okay. And sometimes those get hit too. But you know, you have to realize that. Now another event can happen, and we could have a massive meteorite that could cause, you know, massive. The temperature of the Earth could drop down 1,000 degrees or something, and everything above the Earth would die. But all these like massive events, you know, I'm talking about like the EMP. You'd be okay. You could live with it. But a massive meteorite, or also if you had this EMP, it would affect your nuclear power plants, because those are all powered, it's all electronic, they're all computerized, and I don't think they're shielded that good against the EMP. And if you had an EMP, you can click on this video here. If you lose power on a nuclear power plant, what happens? There's a link right down there. But the power plant, the generators would take over for a little while, but if they had computer-controlled circuitry, they wouldn't work either. Then your water that surrounds the rods would get hot. It would boil off. You get hydrogen. The cap of the nuclear reactor would explode. Radioactivity would go in the air. Now picture a few hundred of these nuclear reactors going critical and blowing up. And that would pollute the Earth anyway. So now you have no electricity, no communication, and a heavily polluted Earth. You're a prepper. Would you want to live underground for 100,000 years? Myself, bring it on. I wouldn't want to live in a world like that when there was nothing. Because you're alone, there's nothing. Why would you want to live in a polluted world alone? Why would you want to live underground for maybe hundreds and thousands of years, never be able to come up above the ground? You better have a doctor down there. You better have all kind of stuff to help you. And you need one hell of a filtration system to filter out radioactivity. Or a sealed device. I mean, you literally have to spend millions and millions of dollars on an underground facility. And I'm sure the government's got some of them, but I mean, why would you want to live in a polluted world that there was nothing? And you're not going to live there forever anyway, because in a million years the sun is going to supernova and it's going to fry the Earth anyway. So if you had a race of people underground, they would all be dead anyway. So eventually everybody's going to die. The sun will supernova and it will wipe out our solar system. That's just the way it is. Maybe in a few million years, 100 million years, or maybe we're going to have to be around. So prepping and all this, the only really prepping that I can see that makes sense is for like a tornado, for like a hurricane, like for an earthquake, power outage, you know, have a little money put aside, have a gun with some ammunition, have some first aid stuff, some medication, some pills, maybe a little bit of antibiotics, alcohol peroxide, blankets, have a generator with some extension cords, have some two-way radios, and maybe a ham radio if you can afford it for communications. Have a car or a van or an SUV big enough to keep all your stuff, to store all your stuff. A $1,500 van that's in good shape would be great. You could probably pack all your stuff, a little, 6-cylinder panel van. You could load everything in there, and have it all ready to go. When it's ready to go, you get in there, have an extra tire, have an extra alternator for it, have an extra battery, just some minor stuff. A few fuses and stuff like that, stuff they have for it, just in case. But, the big cataclysmic events, a nuclear war, the whole Earth gets covered with water, I don't want to be around, okay, guys? I just want, I don't want to be around. Because it will be chaos, and you'd be existing, you wouldn't be living. And how are you going to live without other people? I just wouldn't want to live underground in one of those so-called prepper shelters or whatever. Temporarily, not long-term. Okay, but that's just my opinion, and see if you agree with it. You get a major event, you're not gonna make it. A major nuclear war, if it goes into an ice age or something, you're gonna be dead. You're not gonna make it. You'll never be able to come above the Earth. You have to live underground. One thing can go wrong, and you're dead. So, and especially if radioactivity or if the environment gets polluted, and we have to filter all that stuff. Otherwise, you're going to have plants and hydroponics and have a good technology of botany. And botany, of course, is the study of plants, and hydroponics is growing plants in like solutions, not in soil. I mean, you can do it, but you need a lot of technology. But thanks a lot, guys. Tell me what you think, and have a great day. Bye-bye.